Oh, wow, almost. What does that mean? Close, close, but no cigar, huh? Shit. You know, sometimes you have a really good trade plan and then you miss it and then you wonder, what the hell? What do I do? Well, it looks like it came into the local point of control. You see that, and it found support. So naturally, I wasn't looking at the chart to see what was happening. And so I think the original trade plan was correct in that I was looking for a pullback into my area. I was initially thinking gold 50% off a V-shaped recovery, wasn't I? But now, and it still might do that, and that's the thing. So this trade plan might still be relevant. That being said, the fact that we found support here on this local point of control is support. You know, you buy support. That's what you do. You go long on support, and so you can see it's support, and therefore you go long because you have a clean invalidation. So let me just kind of hide these a little bit, and let me just reevaluate this this local range and hide these. Hide these. Let me just draw out the volume. It's the local volume here. Yeah, no real changes, to be honest with you. And you see now we're into the local value area high, so we're into a little bit of resistance here. The price went all the way up, taking out all of the liquidity from these local highs. Got a pullback, finding support. Now the price is going back up. We haven't taken out the all-time high yet. How far did we get to get? How close do we get to the all-time high? Let's have a look. We pierced the AA6. This is actually really bullish. Hey Majid, nice to see you. Long time no see. Well, it's not my fault. I've been here. I've been streaming. I guess it's a good time to come and stream. So yeah. Nice to have you back. This is actually really bullish. You know, when you kind of hit the last line of resistance and you pierce it like that, not offering much resistance, close to the all-time high. It's really quite bullish. You don't think, oh my god, this is bearish. You think actually this is really bullish because the price is pushing much higher. And here you're finding support again. We lost the value area. We're back into the value area, but you're finding support at point of control. You can clearly see that, and it looks like the price wants to go back above this local golden pocket. Probably what you'll get is another back test, and then maybe we'll get something like that. Maybe we'll get something like that to go up to take the all-time high. That's kind of what you want to see. You want to see something where the value area flips, okay, into some kind of support. We have a trend line here, some sort of trend line. Yeah, so maybe follow the trend line, maybe go up, come down, find support off the value area, outside of the value area but off the top of the value area, and then push up, and maybe we can take out the all-time high. We have to see how this plays out, okay? But probably the long to be had was already had, which is the local point of control. And then what you'd be thinking of is we get another back test off this value area, because you don't want to buy into resistance. You want to buy it off support. If we get that kind of price action, then that would be good. It's also possible that, you know, we go down like that, back into my area, which was my original idea. It's also possible. It could happen anytime, to be honest with you. I don't know how bullish that would look if that happens, because you're underneath the local point of control, which is clearly offering support. And so if you lose it, then it could actually, you know, you could be in trouble. So you kind of have to consider that the SR flip in play at the moment is the point of control. And at the moment, to stay bullish, we don't want to lose it. Majid is saying I've lost weight. It's good. It's good. So I would say it's looking really good, the charts. let's have a look at the order flow. Didn't have a really short stream today because I don't really have much to say. We're above the daily open, we're above the VWAP. That is considered bullish, so it's probably a bullish day today. Am I seeing any divergences? Not really. Some slight bullish divergences on the lows. You can see the CVDs going down here. Look, you see the CVDs going down. So you're putting in lower CVD, you're putting high lows. Defage, nice to have you. Good afternoon. So I would say that we're getting bullish CVD locally. We're getting the price is above the daily open. It's above the VWAP. This is bullish, bullish, bullish. So CVD is bullish, above VWAP bullish, above A daily open is bullish. And we're above the point of control, which is offering support. That's bullish. And everything's looking quite bullish. We've pierced the 886 here without any trouble, close to the all-time high. I would say that's bullish too. If it was bearish, you kind of wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, you get a much stronger rejection. So I'm thinking quite bullish right now at the moment on this chart. We had the pullback all the way down to where I had the long plan, and we missed it because the local point of control held as support. You see that, and therefore it is what it is. You know, you have a plan, it doesn't come, it's not a big deal. If I reevaluated my plan while I was looking at the price action, which if you were day trading you would, then I would have taken that long. I would have seen that. Okay, you just have to buy with support, buy onto support. You have to look and see where the price is holding a support. I think that's it for Bitcoin, and I am still targeting 130k. Like 130k for me is my target. How would you take a trade from where the current price action is? It'd be very difficult. You'd have to put a really wide stop. You can still target 130k. You're still looking for a wide stop. You'd still risk the same amount. You're looking for a 1-to-5 risk to reward ratio trade with a wide stop. The wide stop is here. You risk your 1%. You can still, if you hit 130k, you're still making a good gain. But the reality is it'll be better to let the price come back to support, find support off the value area high here. And once you see the support, then it'll be better to have a much tighter stop. And then you've got a higher risk to reward ratio trade at 1-to-8. If you see that kind of price action where you see the price coming back into support. So really, there are trades, there are longs to be had here in the current price action. As long as you're willing to just manage your risk and have your invalidation underneath this local point of control, which is really the invalidation at the moment because that's support. And as long as this trend line holds, as long as the price is showing bullish CVD, which it is, as long as it's above the daily, the VWAP, then I think we'll probably be looking for higher prices, probably. That's kind of what I'm thinking. That being said, it's always possible for the price to go bam. The price can always do that. You know, you have to just, it is what it is. You know, the price has the ability to do a lot of crazy things. You could always get a whoosh, a liquidity run off these lows just to smash through to the highs. And naturally, if you do see that, then that's a crazy long. That's a really amazing long. It would be a swing failure of the local lows with the point of control holding a support again for another support, you know, like, and it's always possible. And that's why you should always be willing to buy support when you see price action, which shows that support is holding. That is basically Bitcoin, and we target